Hello and welcome to this kickoff video for our TRECA community event, the TRECA Week of Service, which is starting January 15th and going through the 21st. In addition to this video, you can find full information and the links that we'll talk about. They are in a Brightspace announcement. So when you go to log into Brightspace and you see the school-wide announcements, you will find this information there. If you have questions after you watch the video and read the announcement, and if something needs further clarifying, you can reach out to us. My name is John Wasinski. I'm a member of the Action Team for Partnerships, and I'm one of the co-chairs, and Mrs. Staten is our other co-chair for the Action Team for Partnerships. You can reach out to either one of us if you have questions after you watch the video and read through the information. Every year on the third Monday in January, the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day of Service is the only federal holiday that is also designated by Congress as a National Day of Service, a day on, not a day off. Participation in service activities has grown each year as more Americans are encouraged to provide meaningful change in their communities. Whether service meets a tangible need, such as fixing up a school or a senior center, or something else more close to home, we'll talk about some virtual opportunities to participate and ways to participate from home as well. And this builds a sense of community and mutual responsibility. That information is on the U.S. Department of Interior website about the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day of Service. There are quite a few schools in Ohio and across the country that do participate, and this is our first year organizing a similar event. Our Week of Service event, instead of being confined to just one day, because we know that our students and families have a lot of demanding schedules and you have demands on your time. So we want to provide more than one day of opportunity where you can participate. You will be able to choose any day of this week to do your service. The event is dedicated to the positive impact that individuals can make through simple acts of kindness and service. Activities can be in person or virtual. So, we have students across all 88 counties of Ohio. So that means that instead of gathering together to do service in one place, our service is going to be taking place all across the state, and that's really exciting. Ideas that can be done in your community. If you have that option, you can choose to help at something like a food bank or an animal shelter. You can also participate from home or virtually. So some ways to do that: you could possibly send an e-card to a friend or family member, help with household tasks, or spend time with a family member or a neighbor. There are a lot of ways that you can make a difference from home and virtually as well. Please note, activities, locations, or transportation will not be supervised, sponsored, or paid by TRECA Digital Academy. Families will need to provide adult supervision for these activities. So students, we would like you to work with your family to determine your choice, for participating this week. Time spent volunteering, as well as the reflection and discussion activities afterwards, do qualify as TRECA attendance hours. We will have a form available. That form is available on the Brightspace announcement, where you'll submit kind of a summary of what you did, and you'll also submit your time there. Mrs. Staten and I will go through those submissions every day and make sure that time is logged in Evolve. We understand that many of our students and families enjoy contributing time and care regularly. As part of our TRECA Week of Service event, students select one activity, so one activity within one day, to reflect on and submit as your service event. We ask you to keep track of the start and end time of that activity. It's best if you enter that information and complete that form right away so that we can make sure that your attendance hours do um, get counted promptly. If you are participating virtually, so if you're doing something like sending a thank you card, writing a letter, sending an e-card, and you're using your TRECA laptop, that time will automatically be recorded and you don't need to additionally submit that time on the form. I think on the form it'll be pretty clear how you should respond to the questions there about time. I'm recording this video on January 14th, and we've already received a whole lot of responses from our students and families about how you intend to participate, and it's really exciting. Every grade level at TRECA is represented from kindergarten all the way through our seniors in high school. So we've got everybody, we've got participations from every grade level. We were curious, are folks planning to participate out in the community or from home? And it's about 50-50. It's really close, and the number changes with, every day as we look at those submissions. What service activity are you planning to do? Some of our students already shared where they are intending to participate, and some of the things that our TRECA community is going to be doing this week are helping around the house, volunteering at an adult developmental disability center, volunteering with dad and grandma, chores and cleaning, food bank, nonprofit church, babysitting, sending an e-card, donating items, and spending some time working at an animal shelter. If you have not completed the pre-event form, please do that before you start. That helps us to know who is participating. You can find that link in the Brightspace announcement, and it's a good time to put up that reminder. Full information on the week of service and links are in Brightspace. If you watch this video and read that information and still have some questions, you can reach out to Mrs. Staten or to me at these email addresses, which we'll also put on the screen a little bit later. There is a post-event form, and there will also be a celebration event. After you complete your week of service activity, there's a form to fill out. That link is in the Brightspace announcement. As part of this form, you will see that there's going to be a way, it's a voice thread, to share a story, photo, or drawing about the service that you contributed. So we want you to have that chance to share the story of the people you helped or the community organization you helped, and also how that felt for you as a volunteer, as someone who did the service. So on that voice thread, you'll have an opportunity to add your story to that voice thread, and the instructions for that, you will see those instructions once you are in the form. We'll try to make it as clear as we can, so you can find that form and contribute your part. We would like to also encourage you to take a photo while you're doing your service, but only if it's appropriate. So something to keep in mind is if you're volunteering with people, you should ask their permission before doing a photo with them or of people that you're helping. But if you're doing something like, let's say you're cleaning up trash on your in your neighborhood or at a park or something like that, of course I don't think you need to ask permission for that, because that's just things and not people. So and then save that, just hang on to that photo until you get to the point where you're contributing to your voice thread. Also, I just want to point out, you can submit the form, the post-event form, and then you could go back later to do the voice thread, so you don't have to do both steps on the same day, just to make it a little easier, because I know you'll want to get in that form promptly so that your attendance hours can be counted as quickly as possible. There's a post-event celebration where we'll share how our community participated in this event and who we helped, who we had the privilege of helping this week. And you can come to that meeting at 1:30 on Tuesday, January 23rd. You can find that link in Brightspace. You will earn some Gator Gold. There's Navi holding a Gator Gold coin to use in our TRECA store, and the TRECA Treasure Store will, um, show your updated Gator Gold as soon as we have your form in, and we can enter those points for you. So why is service so important? Individuals have the power to make a big impact in your community. So we see this as a learning and growth experience for all of us. Service can come in many forms. Um, there's value in community. There's values of every individual within a community. We can all make a difference. Service is important. Service promotes equality and equity and creates a more just and compassionate community. We have this opportunity to make an impact across the whole state, and as you are out doing this service representing TRECA, we're going to build some strong connections with these organizations who we are helping. So I think that's a really great thing. There's a lot of soft skills that we talk about, especially when we start talking about jobs in high school and college, and education that continues after your years at TRECA. Things like self-awareness, being self-motivated, being a critical thinker, communicating, and this event can help you grow in those areas. So we believe it is something that's really helpful to you as a learner, and to all of us as a community. TRECA does participate as an Ohio school in the Ohio graduation seal options. If you are really excited about this type of community service, or spending time getting to know people and organizations in your community that you can help, that have a need, you can speak to your counselors. We would say high schoolers, if you are interested in pursuing this locally defined graduation seal, there are certain requirements. You can see some of them here, but your counselor has all of the up-to-date information and would help you get started. Behind the scenes, there's many people who helped to organize this event, to make this available for our 2,500 students and all of our families. We are called the Action Team for Partnerships, and currently we have teacher, administrator, staff advisor, counselor, and parent members. In the next year or so, we are interested in doing something that many Action Team for Partnerships do. There are Action Team for Partnerships in many schools across the country, and a great majority of them have community members and student members who are part of our team. And if you find this kind of work interesting, if you'd like to have this experience of being a leader and connecting with others, with staff and with parents in our school, and helping with these goals, we would love to hear from you. So our contact information, let me pause the recording for a second and get back to that contact page so you can have that. So just to wrap up, here are our dates. You can participate on one of these dates between the 15th and 21st, and then submit that post-event form for us. You can find full information and all the links in Brightspace on the announcements. So when you log in, you'll see those school-wide announcements, and everything you need will be there. And if you have further questions after you watch this video and read the information in Brightspace, you can reach out to us, Mr. Wasinski. My email is jwasinski@treca.org, or Mrs. Staten, jstaten@treca.org. And you can reach out anytime. We'll get back to you as soon as we can. And thank you so much for being part of our very first TRECA Week of Service event.